had a lot taking place. I mean, the criminalization, the part of actually putting free blacks and or free Negroes, however you want to term it, incarcerate them. Some of the first places to do that was right here in Philadelphia.
Philadelphia, yep.
Okay, with the, what is that, Eastern Penitentiary?
Yeah. Was
the first place to be set up to actually house Negroes, as they call them, who could not pay their fines, their fees, their charges.
They doing that right now.
Right.
All right. So, this is what is happening out here right now. So, you don't have a license, but you have a right to carry or bear arms for your protection and your family. You have that right. But the reason why they didn't want the Negroes to have the arms is why? Why? They're going to turn them against them. Retaliation, right? So now, if I know I'm over here and I know I'm going to beef with you and I had you in bondage, brother, I'm not going to allow you to have anything. So if you become conscious, what will happen? So I'm going to get you the best way I can on my side. That's the art of war. I'm going to get you to come on my side so you won't fight again. I'm going to pamper you. I'm going to give you gifts. I'm going to give you something better than the other one. So now you have all these Negroes that say, well, I got a license to carry a gun. Really, it's a privilege because if it's your right, you can't be taken. So now I'm over here working for somebody else, not even realizing that I'm working for them. And when they want to come and sweep it up and take it from me, they can take it from me. But we don't even see this. I mean, so we're so blinded to what is going on.
What other areas, as you were talking about, like the OJ, what's the similarities in the OJ case?
Okay, I was going to go into that.
Past and present.
If anybody, again, go back to the black codes, there was a violation for interracial marriages. Interracial marriages cannot take place. So the case with OJ married the Caucasian. They didn't like that. He don't know the black. I don't even know if he know about the black code. The black code said the interracial marriages were forbidding. And then whether you want to believe it or not, racism still exists. It still exists to this day. And if anybody saw CNN the other day, last night, with that Caucasian lady talking about him killing his wife, it wasn't about him killing his wife. It was about him killing the Caucasian. That's what it really was about. But she can't say it so much on television like that. But that's what it was about. If he was killing a sister, it would have been done and over with. It would have been done. Went underneath the bridge. That's all it would have been. But the black code states the former slaves were forbidden to carry firearms or to testify, except in cases concerning other blacks. Legal marriages between blacks were provided for, but interracial marriage was prohibited. Let me read that again. It says, legal marriages between blacks were provided for, but interracial marriages was prohibited. So they could not have interracial marriages. It was forbidding.
So my, to kind of play the other side of it, most people would say, oh man, that was old. We can marry, intermarry, different things of that nature today. We do it all the time. But I guess my question would be, is how can they do it if, quote unquote, black laws, black codes are still in effect?
Because people are not studying the law. They're not studying law, period. For two races to intermarry, or two people of the same race, it was not, you didn't need a license to do that. We never, if anybody looking at this right now can show me anywhere in the Bible where it said that the marriage license was out there, I mean, please correct me. Maybe I'm wrong. Because if they can show me the Bible where they said they had marriage licenses at, you know what I mean?
But I'm talking about an interracial couple.
Yeah, I know that. But what I'm showing you, but those people in that book was who? It was us.
Yeah, it was us.
So if we're talking about people inside the book, that is us, there was no reason for a marriage license, right? So now, I think it's after 1930s when they started with this license thing, because now they saw it was a business. Prior to that, it was forbidden. You had to get married in front of a minister. But people still get married in front of a minister, right? Why? Because the minister now what? He's the witness for y'all to get married. They say by the power vested in me, whatever state you in, you're man and wife. So he was the one that take it back now and say, I married these people. It was really forbidden. So now we said, hold up, we can make some money off of this. Hold up. Let's license them to do this. License to get married, license to get a divorce. It's all right now. Remember I said the disguise is still there. The game is the same, but the players are different.
So that, are you saying in some kind of way that based on the fact that the code still exists, regulations still exist, however you like to term it, based on those particular things, that if they want to come back on you,
they can come back.
They can come back.
You just left it open.
Okay.
You just left it open. It's a privilege.
So what does that have to do? Because you were mentioning something earlier with same-sex marriages.
Oh yeah, we was talking about that. Because it's a privilege up to the state. Because the state can regulate a license. Because now it becomes an occupation, which is a business. They don't care about all this stuff. You ever hear the slogan? It's just business. You heard that slogan, right? It's just business. That's all it is. Nothing personal. Just business. So if I'm coming to you conducting business with you, it doesn't matter what my sex is. It's business. So now they contemplating saying, wait a minute, should we allow them to do it? Oh, well, we might have an uproar over these people. Just let them do it if they're going to do it. It's business. That's how they look at it. It's about money. How much money I can make off of this. But for two people to marry up the same race is not, you don't need a license. And I just want to read something taken out of Black's Law Dictionary, that we're going to go directly to this. And this is taken out of Black's Law Dictionary, page 973. Two things in here. And people pay attention very closely. It says a marriage certificate, it says marriage certificate. An instrument which a marriage and is exercised by the person officiating it and the marriage. It is not to intend to be signed by the parties, but is evidence of a marriage. Right? You heard what it said. It says it's just an instrument between you and your wife. It's a certificate, right? Below that, it says a marriage license. A license or permission granted by public authority to persons who intend to intermarry, usually addressed to the minister or the magistrate who is to perform the ceremony, or in general term to anyone authorized to solemnize the marriage by statute in most jurisdictions. It's said by statutes. The statutes are not law. And can we get a close-up on this for people can see? This is taken from Black's Law Dictionary, page 973. Do the research on it. It's right there, the yellow highlight.
Fades out.
You what?
You can't see it because it's so small writing.
Well, don't worry about it. Well, by law dictionary. And then what happens, you have to look up, what was I looking for? It talks about looking up this interracial. But in the law, and this is why it's very important to actually have a law dictionary. Oh, and it says intermarriage, right? Interracial marriages. Now, when you look up interracial marriages, it tells you to go see what's that word again, honey?
Miscegenation.
Miscegenation. Interracial marriages, it says, say it again.
Miscegenation.
Miscegenation. This is a wild word. So when you go to miscegenation on page 999 of the Black's Law Dictionary, now I want everybody to read this.
Like your president-elect is a miscegenated child.
Wow, yes. He is, isn't he? I know.
He is.
I know. That's the greatest president alive, dude. It's like miscegenation now. Now I'm showing you how you go back and forth to research these things. It says interracial marriages. Look up interracial marriages. It says miscegenation. You go to miscegenation. It says a mixture of races. The term formerly applied to marriages between persons of different races. See what I'm saying? So it says statutes prohibiting marriage between persons of different races have been held to be invalid and contrary to the Equal Protection Clause of the Constitution.